Hey, it's Terry Hatfield here, General Manager, Leisure RV Center of the Greater Houston area. We're blessed to have Nick Larios, Winnebago Industries, with us today, presenting some new product offerings, and thought it'd be nice to share it with you guys. Nick?
Well, thank you so much. Glad to be here, and let's go ahead and hop into it. I'm Nick Larios, and come check out this Revel 44E, the ultimate adventure vehicle, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So on the passenger side, I want to point out a few things. We have a nice armless awning on the top. It's a Carefree awning that you can actually be able to control on an app, through a Carefree app. You're able to control the sensitivity for the motion sensor. You're able to control the lights and the brightness. So it's a really cool feature to have, especially when you're trying to enjoy the outdoor experience, right? Bringing the inside of the coach to the outside, really enjoying that outside space. We'll have another table here. So when I've used this where all my drinks would go, my induction cooktop, because there is an induction cooktop, so now you can cook outside of the coach. You can also be able to change the levels of it depending on the vehicle level itself. We'll have a few of our low point and high point drain valves located there. 12-volt compressor driven refrigerator. Again, easy to access my food, my drinks right here from the outside of the coach. We also have a really cool screen here. Unbuckle it, zip it on down. Because you know, if that slider, sometimes it breaks, or the dogs run through it, or the cats run through it. Where here, it's all through a magnet. So being able to get inside the coach is fairly simple. You know, especially if I have food in my hands from cooking, I could easily open it that way. So just another cool little feature that we've added on to this Revel here. Let's go around the back. So this is one of the best features of a Revel, is just this part here, the gear garage space. How much stuff you can actually bring in here. So your kayaks, your fishing poles. You know, you could be able to bring any large equipment. So for me, I've done a lot of tailgating in this. So this is where my Yeti cooler would go. This is where my portable smokers would go. So this is a great space to bring a lot of cool stuff. So working our way through here, as you can see, we have storage all along the bottom of the bed there. The bed is electronic. I'll show you how to bring it up and down once we get inside the coach. But again, we're trying to figure out and utilize as much space as possible, especially in a small van, right? This is a small little coach, so we want to be able to bring as much gear as we possibly can. To the left here, this is where you'll find all of your electronics. This is where you're going to find your coach battery. You're going to find your Xantrex inverter. So this Lithionics battery is a 320 amp hour lithium battery. So that is a huge battery bank to be able to run your air conditioner, use your lights. You have a 2000 watt inverter that will turn on all of your major appliances in here, and also your power points. The one question out we always get: how long can I run my air conditioner? Well, to be clear, there's a lot of variables, right? How hot is it outside? How cold is it inside? How hot is it outside of the coach or inside the coach? What else am I using? So this is my personal experience from what I've done my testing. So, and generally I use my testing as I'm kind of bullish, right? I'm not being conservative. I'm not, I'm keeping the doors open. I'm keeping the windows open. I'm not really, using this as a good base. But what I've done is I've said, hey, I'm going to turn on every single light. I'm going to close the doors, close the windows. I'm going to, turn on the air conditioner at full blast. Right? I wanted to get to 50 degrees because it gets hot here in Texas in the summer times, or anywhere else in the country. But what I saw, because I can be able to control, or I can be able to monitor my battery through an app, I saw that I had at least 6 hours of continuous use. Now, I see customers who generally go longer than that. You're being conservative, right? You're turning your lights on and off. You're turning your air conditioner on or off. I mean, you also have solar panels on the roof that's going to act as a trickle charger. Not going to run anything, but it's going to help, try to keep those batteries charged. But that's a pretty decent amount of time for, keeping everything on. So that's where everything in this battery is, being able to run everything is a huge feature in this coach. In here, there's not a whole lot of other things. It's all for serviceability, but again, this battery is one of the safest in the industry. Right, made here in the United States. It's UL certified. They actually do some testing where they throw it out in the middle of the road and they take a semi and run it over to see if it'll explode. So again, they do that extra mile for testing, and also the longevity of a lithium battery, right? It's gonna last you a long time rather than those AGM batteries. So that's where this is a really good feature as well. We do have some switches and some USB ports here. Light switch, our main controller inverter switch here, that's to turn on and off by a twist of a nozzle, just like that. USB and extra ports for the solar panel. So right now we have 210 watts of solar on this roof, so that's really nice to have. It's to act as a trickle charger. We also have a roll-off screen, the same kind of concept that we saw on the front. Another screen and porch here on the back. And this is where we'll find our Nautilus panel. So our fresh water tank is actually located right here, right behind this. So again, inside of the coach. Fresh water tanks inside the coach. This is where you're able to fill up your fresh water tank, use this as a city fill, but very easy diag to read depending on the use case, right? You need to sanitize the tank, if you need a power fill, city fill, it's all right there. Behind this door, this is where our cassette is for our toilets. This is a 5-gallon cassette. Basically, you could dump this virtually anywhere, right? You could dump this at a Love's. You could dump this at a KOA campground or your local campgrounds or any campgrounds. You could dump this at national parks. It's just very easy to use, and you're not constrained to go to a campground. Down towards the bottom here, we'll have our gray tank outlet pulled to open it up to empty out your gray water. The one thing that I have to point out is that this is a extended camping season coach. And what I mean by that is that since our freshwater tank is inside, our gray tank is outside, but there is, with our hydronic heating system, there is vents that run directly through the plumbing or through that tank to keep it warm inside. So that's where it's a really huge benefit of taking a Revel or having a Revel, is because again, you could use this as an everyday driver. You could use this in the wintertime, the summertime, the whole nine. Another really cool feature on our running boards is that there's lights on the end, so if you ever had to pull over, these lights will turn on, but there's also really cool lights underneath there as well. So Mercedes actually offers tons and tons of safety features, such as adaptive cruise, collision mitigation, lane keeping assist, emergency braking. Every bell and whistle you could think of or as a safety feature, this guy has. And that's huge because, again, safety is a really important thing, especially when you're traveling down the road or you're driving across country, right? I've driven one of these across country, and let me tell you, it was the most enjoyable experience. They're unlike any other. And so I highly, highly suggest, if you're really trying to get outdoors and live that lifestyle out in the middle of nowhere, especially with that 4-wheel drive, this is the way to go. So for our customers, we want to ensure that you can use this all season long. I want you to be able to use this in the wintertime, in the summertime, so from an extended camping perspective, we do things a little bit differently. So from the floor, we're not using plywood. We're actually using industrial plastic. So underneath this vinyl, there's actually plastic. So what that does, it acts as a thermal barrier, right? Keeps it a little bit warmer inside or cooler inside in the winter or in the summer times. But what about if anything happens, knock on wood, right? That's not going to, if you have a small water leak, it's not going to damage the floor. Or what happens over time, because especially with plywood, you feel heavy traffic areas, right? So where that's going to help eliminate that. Behind those panels on the sides, right actually behind here, is we use 2.5-inch foam block insulation. We're not using wool, we're actually using automotive style insulation. And then also what it really enhances the experience is that we're using dual pane acrylic windows. Adds as an R value, but what I love about these is that they're awning style. So they pop open and close this way, so if it's raining outside, I can still utilize the window and still get a nice cross breeze inside the coach. So come on in, I want to show you a few things here on the Revel. So starting from the passenger side, we'll work our way around and then head to the driver, but working on the passenger side, let's talk about some of the cabinetry that makes this a little bit different. So we're not using wood. This is actual double folded aluminum. As you can see, I'm rocking the entire thing. You're going out to the middle of nowhere. You're going to go over rocks. You're going to go over things that it's going to, you know, we don't want to have a bad experience while you're driving this thing. You know, we don't want cricks and cracks. You want something that's going to be durable. You're not going to have to necessarily worry about it, where this guy is pretty strong and not necessarily have to worry about that. Galley space with a single bowl sink here with a residential style faucet. Underneath this drawer is where we'll have our portable induction cooktop. So we talked about that a little bit earlier on the outside of the coach. You could take this outside, cook anywhere you would like. That's what I love about this thing, because then, you know, I don't have to have the inside of the coach smelling like food, or if I went on a fishing trip and I wanted to fry something, it's nice that I could be able to do it outside. One thing that I do have to show you that's under here is going to be the kitchen countertop extension. So we'll just go ahead and put it here. Just like that. So now we can utilize a little bit more space. You know, I can have something cooking here. I can do it as a prep station right here. Coming towards the bottom here, we'll have some more cabinets. Nice dovetailed cabinetry there. Same thing with this one. And then the same guy down here is a little bit long, a little bit bigger. The same kind of design was to add like a small little trash can towards the bottom of there. Coming up our way up top here, we'll have a nice little caddy that we build in-house. Just another little special little thing that we could add, you know, soap or sponge, anything like that. USB ports here. I do want to point out these Ram anything mounts. So these are called Ram anything mounts, where basically you can mount accessories to them. So for me, when I've used mine, I actually mounted my iPad. I have one here on the driver's side underneath the cabinet there. And so it was nice that I could mount my iPad and work at the same time. Coming over here, we have a small little pantry that the shelves are adjustable. Okay. Working our way towards the bed. So this is what again that we talked about before, the gear garage space. This bed is electric and it comes completely down, and so you can sleep east to west. How you control it is you make sure you have the key. Put it in, turn it, it comes right on down. You want to make sure that this little safety buckle is off. But again, this is where you can utilize this space when you're for your gear and stuff, and then when you're ready to go to bed, it's very easy to use. Back here we'll have some USB ports, 12 volt. We have some more Ram anything mounts, 110 outlets. Again, when I wanted to go to bed, when we talked about my iPad earlier when I was working, I just took it here. Now I had a TV back here in the back. So again, this is a really great coach. You know, you can bring a lot of gear, you can have a comfortable drive, and it checks a lot of the boxes off for me, and hopefully it does for you as well. So behind this door, I'm going to give it a nice pull. I'm going to unlock it here. There's some small little magnets that hold the door shut, so it's not shaking and rattling. So in here, you can see that this is going to be a bathroom. This bathroom could be utilized in multiple cases, right? Since you have a small little space, this is just above a 19. This is 19 and some change vehicle. This, you know, you could use this as a garage or as for gear to store that, or you could, you know, take these bamboo shelves out, leave them at home, or leave them in your gear garage space, and then you could take a shower or use the restroom in here if you need so. Coming out of here, so working our way over to the driver's side. We have 2 seat belts here. We'll have a lap belt located here, and then we also have a 3-point seat belt right here. The dinette is on a pedestal, so it's nice that you can be able to, you know, move it out however way you like, especially when you have the driver's seat swiveled. It's nice to have that. The windows, we are basically your cassette style windows. So we talked about these being awning style dual pane acrylic windows. Very easy to use, just like that. And then you can use this as a night shade there, day shade, or maybe you need a little bit of both, right? So you can be able to do that there. Working our way to the left here, so this is where you're going to find a lot of your controls for the coach. I'll take the keys out so you can kind of get a better view. So this is your Euroloft controls for the bed in the back. Underneath that is going to be our Timberline system, so it's a hydronic heating system. So this is your hot water and your furnace. Basically, it's powered from the diesel. And then as well as if you are plugged in, you could use this as an electric heating and hot water heater as well. We have some light switches here. Some will control, this one will control the bathroom, this one will control the middle of the coach, and then this one will control the front light. The cool thing is that some of these could be dimmable. So there's 3 different stages. Right here you can turn on your water pump switch, the one-place panel, tank levels, battery level. Also our solar controller, so we talked about it has our solar main disconnect, and as well as our controller here. Remember, we do have 210 watts of solar on this coach. And then our Xantrex controller, so your 2000 watt controller is located here that tells the inverter to turn on and off. Currently in this coach, so we talk about, you know, how big tank sizes are since we build them all in-house. So your black tank is going to be your 5-gallon cassette toilet, your gray tank is 21 gallons, and then your freshwater tank is 21 gallons in this coach. So lots of capacity and a small little 19-foot van. Thank you for joining me and doing a deep walkthrough on the Revel 44E, the true adventure coach. I hope you learned something today, and we'll see you down the road.